As Freud said, that every time we have feelings of shame or worthlessness, we want to conceal those feelings. Hi, I'm Kelly and I work at O Life Counseling and I'm a psychotherapist. Today I want to talk about toxic masculinity. It sounds hard, but it's not. Toxic masculinity is something that happens every time since your childhood for men, and it's very, very common in many cultures. So what is toxic masculinity? Toxic masculinity is basically where men are discouraged to display emotions except for anger and display behaviors, and they're encouraged to display behaviors that basically proves their dominance over someone else. Let's take you back to when you were a child. As a child, your parents might have told you when you fell over for the first time and you started crying, or when you got hurt and you started crying. They must have said to you that boys don't cry, so you mustn't cry. Or when you were at the park at the age of 5 or 6 and you fell or you wanted something and your parents told you big boys don't cry. So now you have to grow up with the notion that big boys don't cry. And then you grow up and then you're in a group of other boys who are your friends, the same age as you, who also grew up with the notion of boys don't cry. So now in a group of boys who have the same ideas as you, but now you want to share your emotions, your feelings, because they're your friends, and you're heartbroken, or something bad has happened, or you failed an exam and you want to talk about it, and your friends say, be a man, why are you crying like a girl? Or look at him acting like a girl. And that is what happens a lot of times. So basically then you start concealing your feelings, because now you don't want that shame. You don't want to be called a girl, because being a girl has been used or said to you in a very negative way since you were a child. So as Freud said, that every time we have feelings of shame or worthlessness, we want to conceal those feelings. And that is exactly what is happening in men today, or for years to come now. Another reason I think that men don't express their emotions, just like I said, the friend circle that they have are also growing up or have grown up with the same notions as they have, where you have to conceal your emotions, where crying equals weakness, and men should not be weak. So they don't have an emotional support system like women do. Women feel depressed or sad and they go talk to other women and they have someone to listen. But men don't, because other men also don't talk about their emotions. And that is something that is socialized to be a man. Men is socialized to be a man when he is expected to be independent, strong. He doesn't need anybody. He is not vulnerable. He has success, confidence, strength, composure. And this then leads to them feeling angry on the inside, or lonely on the inside, or depressed on the inside, because all of these emotions are suppressed and they have no leeway outside. So what happens is, since they have no support system, they look for external soothing methods, and these methods could be anything. For some, it could be money and success. For some, it could be just watching TV the whole day, being lazy, sleeping a lot, eating a lot. And these are some of the symptoms and signs saying that they are going through something and they need help. They get a lot angry. They get very aggressive. Sleeping a lot. Women is another external soothing method. or they spend a lot on food or on shopping, or one of the most easiest things that they can fall back on for soothing is alcohol. And that's how you have a lot of people being dependent on alcohol and drugs. And all of this has also been led by media, social media, or movies, or stories, where, for example, you think of a typical man. If I ask you to describe me, a man, you would probably describe the man as someone seen out of a film, or out of a storybook, or one of the model catalogs. Tall, they're muscular, they show no emotion on their face, they're a little mysterious, they have a little bit of aggression, they're maybe into sports, they're maybe they're not clean, they're probably, in the mud or something like that, which basically expresses that they work, they're active. And that is what we as a society define being a man. They have to be active, they have to be into sports, they have to be aggressive, they have to be muscular, they have to be masculine. Nobody knows what masculine is because that is a social script. Society has written as a social script, and we are just following it. We know, or the social script says that blue is for boys, so blue is a boy color. It can't be any other color. No other color can be a boy color. A boy cannot like any other color. If a boy likes any other color, for example, a girl color, which is pink, they are not manly. They are not, or they're girly. And that's all used in a negative way. And that's all toxic masculinity. And all of this socialization to be a man has led to men going through something that is called as normative male alexithymia. Is basically traditional masculine role socialization that has channeled many men to go through masculine identity conflict between emotions that they feel and emotions that they think that are acceptable to express. That is, whatever society thinks makes them more of a man, more of a real man. And all of these things lead to this, and that's why men don't express themselves a lot or at all. And sometimes women wonder why they don't express it. They say, they're always angry. But anger is just a coping method for these men when they want to express something. So, how do we avoid something like this from happening? What can be done? How to help them? Firstly, start when they are young. As parents, do not tell your child, even if you're not thinking it through, do not tell your child, don't cry, or boys don't cry. Do not use gender to say something is not acceptable. Do not say boys don't cry, or don't say that big boys don't cry. As you grow older, be more acceptable with people or men telling you their emotions. Listen to them. Don't trivialize their emotions. Don't laugh at them. Don't say, it's all right, deal with it, you're a man. Don't say things like that. Change your reactions, your expectations. Don't expect them to not tell you. Some of them might, some of them may be open. And be empathizing with them. Don't act as if what they're saying, or because they're saying, they are not right, or they're not a man. And lastly, encourage them to sincerely encourage them to express their emotions. Be willing to listen, and if you notice something, ask them. Show that you care, because sometimes we ignore men based on how society has made us believe men are supposed to be. Men are supposed to be confident and not vulnerable, because vulnerability brings out weakness, and men don't want to be weak, or men shouldn't be weak. And that's what even women believe. And that is what something that is not supposed to be done. So I hope this was helpful. And I hope more boys and men encourage other boys and men to speak up about their emotions. And also, I hope parents pay attention to your children who are growing up, and not just, not just let them go by saying they're angry or they're acting out, because sometimes there might be something that they want to say but can't, and the only way they can express it is through anger. Also, try to be a little more open to men expressing their emotions or wanting to express emotions. Also, women, be more open to listening to men express their emotions. And if anyone needs any help to talk, because keeping your emotions in for a very, very long time can be very difficult and can lead to a lot of problems, anxiety, frustration, anger, depression. So if you need anyone to talk, go see a mental health professional, or you can visit us on our website, and we'll be glad to help you. The website is www.alifecounseling.com. Thank you.